Hello and welcome to lesson number 5. Today we're going to talk about minor scales, minor triads, minor keys. We're going to talk about how they're derived, how they're useful, and how they tie into the circle of fifths. But before we go any further, I'd like to talk about what minor means. Anytime we talk about minor anything, we're talking about the darker side of life. Okay? So, not everything can be happy, happy, joy, joy every day of our life. We go through struggles, battles, difficulties, right? And music is just art, which reflects life. So we have to have a way of expressing the difficult times, okay? So, I'm going to play a few of these minor triads a minute, and you can kind of get an idea. Sure, right? Dark, sad, melancholy, and you're going to find the same thing with the minor scales. Okay, so how do we create a minor scale? We're going to take the C major scale that we had done in previous lessons, okay? We're going to take that scale, we're going to go to note 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? We're going to start on note 6 and end on note 6 this time. It's going to have a little different sound. And if we take the first, third, and fifth note of the new scale, that's the A minor triad. And we would say that this new scale, the A natural minor scale, is relative to C major, okay? Now, we can go and do the same thing with the G major scale, okay? Let's find note number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Note 6 is E. Okay, so E minor is the relative minor to G major. Got it? Okay, now, those scales are what we call the natural minor. There are actually 3 types of minor scales for every key. I want to talk about the circle of fifths a minute, though. We'll get into the other types in a second. You'll notice on your circle of fifths, you see where they already have A minor written in for you, right under C major. So the key signatures are the same. Makes sense, right? Because your A natural minor, you had no black keys, right? Okay, so, there are these other forms, we're going to change some notes, but the key signature is going to remain the same. It's always going to remain, regardless of what form of A minor, we're going to keep that same key signature. So we're going to actually raise some notes, but we're not going to put that into the key signature. We're going to draw that in the form of accidentals. Okay, let me show you. See, this is the A minor scales here. You can see where it says harmonic minor there, and they changed one of the notes. So you're probably wondering why. Okay, that was just simple. What you just said was simple. Why are you throwing this at me? Okay, so finishing up our circle of fifths topic, the main reason I wanted to show you that was because circle of fifths is the easiest way to understand key changes, because 9 times out of 10 you're just following that circle. Okay, you're like, see that top center there. The next logical key change is probably going to be the next rung on the circle, going to G major or E minor, or maybe you go backwards, you go counterclockwise, right? Okay, so getting back to the harmonic minor. Okay, so hundreds of years ago, when composers were experimenting with these minor scales, they thought, wow, these are pretty cool, but they don't quite do everything we want them to do. Have you ever done a cadence with a C major scale? Maybe your piano teacher asked you to do that. So it looks something like this. Okay, let's try that in the A minor position. What happens? Oh gosh, that's horrible. What is that? That doesn't fit. Okay, now, what happens if you sharp the G? Wow, that sounds a lot better. What happens if you sharp the G? Take that A natural minor scale that we just created a minute ago. Let's sharp the G now. See what happens. Wow. So it's not just dark anymore. Now it's creepy dark. It's got like a whole new effect. And you can probably think of many ways that this is used or could be used. Okay, moving on. Melodic minor, okay? So melodic minor, you are going to raise the 6 and the 7 this time. Not just the 7, but the 6 and the 7 going up of the minor scale. And on the way down, you're going to cancel those. You're going to play it just like the natural minor. Okay, so take a look at that picture there. You see in the orange where I've highlighted the two sharps going up where they raise the 6 and the 7. And then going back down, they canceled those. Okay, and this is going to have kind of an eerie effect. I'll play it a minute. I'll play a couple octaves of it, Okay, yeah, it's sort of eerie. It's got both major and minor qualities to it. Where the heck do you use that? How's that useful? Okay, let's talk about Carol of the Bells a minute, shall we? Carol of the Bells is a song that uses the same 4 notes over and over. This little lick here. Then we start bringing in the left hand, right? Okay, you probably notice the left hand is just kind of, following that natural minor scale backwards. Okay, well, even with this left hand stuff, it's going to get boring doing the same 4 notes over and over. We're going to lose the audience. Okay, how do we fix that? Well, one thing they did was move up to the relative major. So instead of being in this A minor position, all of a sudden I'm up here doing the C major position. Okay, so that kind of helps a little bit, but what really brings the song home? Okay, we're getting there. That's it. That's the cat's meow right there, guys and girls. Okay. So if you've ever heard the Trans-Siberian Orchestra play this song, the hair on the back of your neck is just standing up when you hear that lick. It's just, okay, what is that? That doesn't look like any scale, or does it? Let's trace these notes again. Okay, that's clearly not the E major scale, because the E major scale has a sharp C and a sharp D. This does not. We can't even, in fact, go to the circle. If you really look at the circle of fifths and the order of sharps, there's nothing that has an F and a G sharped, but no C. What the heck? Okay. Time out. Remember that we just did a scale that had those sharps? Oh, a melodic minor, huh? Okay, so all we did was start a melodic minor, this time on note 5. Very cool. Okay, so let's flip to a new song here. We're going to focus on Mozart's Alla Turca, and the reason is because this is going to tie in everything I've talked about so far and even a little more. Okay, so Mozart was the master, one of the masters, right? He knew how to keep things interesting, right? So he's going to use all of the methods I talked about, the circle of fifths. He's going to use harmonic minor. Anyway, so let's just start with this, the opening of this song a little bit. Cool. Okay. So notice on the key signature there at the very beginning of the song, there are no sharps and no flats. Okay. So is this in C major? Well, no, it doesn't sound major. It sounds dark, right? And look at that, A minor, right? Okay, and you've sharped the G, so that clearly a harmonic minor, okay? In the beginning. Now, move on to the green bars there, this part. Okay, we got rid of that G sharp. And we threw an F sharp in there. And, you know, what do we do that has an F sharp? Oh, the G major scale, hello. Or the E minor scale. And then look at, you know, what is it, that second and third bar, where you've got another sharp that they introduced. That's a D sharp, which is the 7th note of the E minor scale. So I believe we are indeed talking E harmonic minor here. Okay, why would we go from A minor to E minor? Duh, circle of fifths, right? Why didn't he change the key signature? Well, because it was such a brief change, it wasn't even worth changing the key signature. We call that a modulation. Now, and then you've got the part right after the green highlights there. Okay, so that is using the relative major. We just switch back to the relative major. And sure enough, we switch back to the minor. Back to the harmonic minor. And then, you know, we have this kind of struggle sounding thing going. And then all of a sudden, let's look at the orange there. What the heck? Why are we're all happy all of a sudden? I guess the sun came out for the troops here, right? So, but the 3 sharps, that doesn't make any sense. What kind of key change is that? That's just goofy. Or is it? Okay, what does the last sharp there? G sharp. And because G sharp is the last sharp, our next half step rule would tell us A major is the key, or even if we look at our circle of fifths and see what corresponds to 3 sharps, A major, obviously a happy sound. We're not talking about minor, okay? Now, but move on a second to the part in the yellow there. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're back in struggle mode again. Okay. Look at that. That's clearly an F sharp minor, guys, which, you know, if you follow that A major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6th note is F sharp. And, you know, if you look at what other sharps he wrote in as accidentals on the music, like in that 3rd yellow bar there, that first sharp is an E sharp, which would be note 7. What's that other sharp? Note 6. Oh, so now he's using the melodic minor. See, so he's done it all here. And so your orange change there, you know, you went from A minor to A major. We call that a parallel major, okay? Parallel key move because both start on A, end on A. And then from the orange to the yellow at the end there, that was a relative minor. So that's all I really want to talk about today. Hope that this helps you to better understand key changes in your music, and even maybe gives you an idea, for writing your own music as to how to keep things exciting and colorful. Okay. Please take the quiz, and we'll join you next time. Have a great day.